Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Thursday, April 29th market update. On the economic front, the weekly jobless claims were in line at 448,000, and the EIA nat gas report showed a build of 83 billion cubic feet, which was bigger than expected. And if you go take a look at UNG, nat gas was pretty much killed. Chesapeake CHK sold off some, and Anadarko APC got beat up bad. So nat gas continues to struggle. On deck for tomorrow are the quarterly GDP, which the forecast is for 3.4%, quarterly employment cost index, and the monthly consumer sentiment. The dollar and copper were down, gold was mostly flat, silver and oil were up. Light sweet crude futures were up another $1.95 to settle at 85 cents and $85.17 a barrel. $85.17. West Texas Intermediate crude. Looking at the point and figure chart here, once we print this $86 mark, when we print one box higher, these are 1 point box size higher than the previous column of X's, that'll put us back on a buy signal on crude. So watch for an $86 print on crude. And we back on a buy. And there we go. The dollar, the MACD is turned over here a little bit, and keep having a lower MACD here. I think the dollar has maybe more downsize. It's got a kind of an ascending triangle going here, so maybe we get back down to here. We'll have to wait and see. Probably a lot is going to depend on if if they can take care of the grease problem. It's supposedly supposed to have something done by over the weekend. We'll see. I still think there's a lot of headline risk in the market right now. So let's take a look at the Dow. Dow closed up 122 points to 11,167. S&P closed up 15 points to 1,206. The Nasdaq closed up 40 points to 2511, and the Russell closed up 15 points to 737. The Russell had the largest percent gain, up 2.12%. The Dow was the weakest, up 1.1%. Volume was pretty good again across the indices. This is looking pretty good. We've crossed past the middle point of this bearish candle, so that's good. And we'll see what happens when we get up here to the highs. I'm kind of interested to see if we turn over. Well, I think it's going to depend on news. As long as there's nothing bad news going on out there like we had the other day, then they got all nervous. We'll probably go higher. So looking fine. S&P same way. We've passed this halfway point on this candle, and MACD's kind of low though. That's why I'm a little concerned. MACD's lower here, and if you look at the 60-minute chart, I have a little bit of concern that here kind of told you, right? So here we are. We made a new high. The MACD didn't. We rolled over. Excuse me. Then the S&P, now we're, again, kind of leveling off here. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But the MACD's, I'd like to see this MACD's turn back up, go a little higher, to confirm we're going to take out that previous high. And the Nasdaq looks fine. Same similar chart here. Looking at gold. Gold's still hanging out right here, consolidating a little bit. Looks fine though. Looks healthy. Silver looks good, trying to break higher today. Whoops. Copper not so hot. Copper just had this doji kind of spinning there, nothing going on. Financials trying to make a comeback here. Probably going to have some resistance here at this trend line right around the 1675 or so. I'm not seeing a lot of buying here. Definitely heavy selling right here. So see how that plays out. The VIX sucked the volatility out today, moved down 12.5%. Let's go look at the McClellan. Hopefully the chart responds faster than it did last time I was over here looking at it. Okay, so we're still, to me, neutral, not overbought, not oversold, minus 1.74, so we're just basically neutral still on the McClellan oscillator. Let's take a look at the sectors. 14 of the 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. The home construction index had the biggest percent gain. up 3.52%. Oil service index was the weakest, down 0.95%. These energy stocks, oil started going back up, but man, a lot of these energy stocks are just all over the place. So, some of them are performing pretty well, and some of them are getting beat up. Of course, BP, oil spill, and rig, we know why, the ocean engineering in that one, but still kind of a weird chart watch. Still watching this potash. I still kind of like it. I like how the MACD's turning back up. Volume's coming in. It just had earnings, and they were okay. The guidance wasn't as great as I think some people would like, but just keep an eye as long as it's going to hold that trend line. Maybe a bull put spread underneath it or something. BCRX, watch for a breakout about $8 and 40 cents with some good volume. Just had earnings. I like this pattern here. Watch for a nice breakout there. Life Technologies, huge breakout today. Actually, it may have some more to go. Huge volume. It might have been some short interest here. There's so much volume here. So had earnings and probably going to go a little higher. Newmont, I like this. Built a nice base under it. It actually had kind of a head and shoulders here. So I like this for higher prices. Lots of volume coming in. It's already got past earnings, so you don't have that headline risk of earnings. Dow Chemical, again, I like this. It's built a base underneath it. As long as it holds here, it should be good to go for some higher prices. Cooper Tire, probably going to get up here over time. Again, built some base underneath it. Looks good. YZC, I like this. Maybe if it can pull back to this trend line, probably going to get to about target 31 if you kind of look at the difference here of the low to up here to the highs. So lots of volume coming in this coal stock. Don't like the MACD lower here than it was, so it may roll back over. So be careful here because I don't like the way that MACD looks. Valero Energy breaking higher today, and this is a pretty good level. So if it can hold that. This Oriental Financial Group, as long as it stays holding this trend line, you could go long it and stop out here, probably the previous low here of like 1490 or so. But looks good. This little Central Garden and Pet Company has nice support around this 1050. Take a look at it here. This is an important area, so you could use that for your stop. I would say it looks good to get back. Whoops. Okay. Clicking too fast. To get at least back up to the highs here. Probably stay long to there. Looks nice. And we're going to go over these. I'm still watching these until we get past some of this headline risk. I'm still not convinced that we're going to go up so easily, but we might. It's not us that's the problem. It's overseas and the sovereign debt issues. This dog, they're not selling it. They bought it, but they're not selling it. It's still kind of holding up. So I still think there's some people nervous out there, and I'm nervous, but I'm being pretty cautious right now. I'm not fully invested at all right now. So no selling here, good buying. Still watching it. FAZ, it actually held the downtrend line on these financial bear. Not selling on it either. Nope. BGZ, same way here. Not really any selling there was yesterday, but I'm just kind of watching these just to kind of try to get a feel the next move of the market. IAG still looks good. We've already looked at these. GG looks good. We looked at them, like yesterday. I like this. AEM looks really good for some higher prices. I like the pattern built underneath it. TDW, one of the few Tidewater, actually looks strong. Had a lot of volume today. Actually, a few of the energy stocks looks good. Textron, TXT, I like it as long as it can hold the 23 area. Lumber Liquidators, I like it. It's moving higher. I like CMG as long as it holds 135. Restaurant stocks struggled here last couple of days. Weatherford, I still like it. Still looks good. And CSX moving higher, looking good. All right, let's take a look at the current market signals. Follow the point figure chart for the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P. The Nasdaq actually went on a sell signal, and of course, I talked about being possible bear trap, and so the Dow and the S&P are still on a buy. Nasdaq's the only one on a sell signal. So if we take what concerns me here, and I'm going to continue to watch these, is like, okay, the bullish price objective is already met on the Dow, 11,250. And these don't always aren't exact, and they can stay, met for a long period of time and still go higher. Now the Nasdaq is it's about to go back on a buy signal, so I'll be watching the Nasdaq closely here to watch. This is a pretty big breakout here. It's got major resistance right through here. We've been in this area. This will be the fourth time, so we'll see. But we'll keep our eye on that as well. But I mean, the market's very resilient, very impressive. It looks fine. I think we just have the headline risk really, and that's it. So that is all I have for today. Thanks for watching InvestSharp's daily market analysis.